Darcie, how are you finding everything here so far?
Am I looking at you or the
Yes.
camera? Okay, cool. It's pretty hot, but everywhere we've been, the aircon's been on pretty high, so it's been nice to sort of be inside, but at the same time, the academy that they've got out there, the facilities is pretty cool to sort of see, to be honest. It's been good fun, and soaking up the Dubai life is cool.
Yeah, have you got out and about much already in Dubai?
Yeah, a little bit. We've been to the mall briefly. We went at night because it's way too hot to go anyhow else. Sort of been on a few little walks around. But yeah, obviously trying to conserve some energy for some games and training and stuff like that. But the nightlife is pretty cool when we've been out, and it's pretty spectacular.
And how did you find that training session the other day in the heat? Yeah,
it was pretty tough. I think most of the girls would say the same thing, but you know, we've been doing our heat acclimation sort of training in the saunas. I mean, it feels pretty similar, but instead of 30 minutes, we're out there for about 3 hours. We're getting used to it, and we've got the right sort of support in place, and lots of water and ice blocks and all sorts around, which is handy.
And good warm-up win over England last night. What was the chat after the game?
Yeah, we didn't have much of a chat. I'm sure we'll get into that tomorrow. But everyone was really happy with how we went, sort of getting used to the conditions and the wicket, and pulled off a pretty good win, to be honest. And it's really exciting looking forward.
How do the conditions match up to what you might have been expecting?
We were expecting it. The wickets being a little bit slower and a little bit lower in general, but it's not too different to what we thought, which is cool. It's obviously a lot different to Australian conditions, but that's all a part of it, and it's really exciting to be, sort of getting used to that.
And you've had a couple of games under your belt now since coming back from the foot injury. How do you feel like everything's going for you?
Yeah, really good. It's been a weird off season in terms of that. Luckily, Tay's been around the group, and we get on like a house on fire. So she's sort of been there to talk me through it, and we've messaged each other a lot during that period. And she's sort of checking in on me because she obviously knows how hard it is. Going forward, it's been really nice to be back out there with the girls and getting into it.
Yeah, I think I heard you saying maybe on broadcast you were really restricted with the number of steps you could take. What was that like during the recovery?
It was obviously a really, really strange. That's probably the toughest sort of little bit patch I had. Not being able to do a whole lot in our time off, but obviously it's our time off as well, so I didn't end up missing too much cricket. But just taking the dog for a walk was probably impossible. I'd drive her to the park and I'd lay down and I'd actually fall asleep sometimes because I wasn't allowed to walk anywhere. So I was allowed 3,000 steps for a big period, and then 5,000 for another big period. All in all, it's gotten my foot right and hopefully set me up for a long career in the future.
That must be hard when you're so used to being as active as you are.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't get home to Kapunda much because there wasn't a whole lot of point because I'd probably use up all my steps just going to the car and back. But no, I was pretty dramatic about it. But the physio, Kate and Geordie, our S&C staff, sort of looked after me in that way, and I'm sure it would have been tough for them to tell an athlete to not do anything. So it's hopefully set me up.
That's great. And how do you feel like they're coming out at the moment? Yeah,
not too bad. Obviously had a few issues with my wrist position for a fair while, the last sort of 12 or 6 months. So it's slowly getting back, and feeling a lot more confident in my bowling now, which is good.
What have you had to do to adjust with your wrist?
The wrist is a really tricky thing to sort of move around. It's quite hard to think about that while you're bowling, so it's sort of a few bigger movements that we've noticed, with my feet alignment and my front arm as well. Just trying to get that all to work together and hopefully fix everything that's going up small and detailed up there, which has worked. It's just sort of getting consistent at that again, and that will happen the more trainings I bowl in and more games I play.
And what difference does that make to the deliveries you send around?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's a little bit quicker, and then also Yeah, obviously I know how to control it and can get it going out, and then hopefully we'll nail everything else that follows.
And anything yourself or the team are looking to improve on or work on against the Windies tomorrow?
I mean, obviously we've got our meeting tomorrow, so we'll talk more about it. But I think, yeah, again, the conditions. Yeah, we played a night game. I'm pretty sure it's a night game again tomorrow. But yeah, just being out there in that heat and the wickets as well, and just communicating it all to everyone. So everyone's across it basically, and can sort of focus on ourselves and what we want to get out of the World Cup when we're playing games.
And I saw D'Angela Dotton's back for the Windies these days. You obviously know her for the Strikers.
Yeah.
What's going to be like coming up against her again?
Yeah, I mean, she's an absolute powerhouse. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see her back. We chatted to her briefly at the breakfast a couple of days ago. So yeah, good to catch up with her. And yeah, obviously she's been one of the best all-rounders in the world for a long time. So I'm sure she's going to want to, sort of strut her stuff and do her thing again. So yeah, it's scary, but also a great challenge for us.